everyone, this is Sunette, here in this video to share with you a little bit more context when it comes to the Beingness Signature drawings that I do through the portal. So firstly, let's share the beingness. What is the beingness? So in terms of what we've walked within EQUAF thus far is explaining how each one of us exists in three primary life forms, if you will: our mind, our beingness, and our physical body. So here, to understand more the difference between the mind and your beingness, which is your consciousness and your awareness, I would suggest visiting the Basics series that is available on EQUAF, going into very basic, simple detail of distinguishing this difference between what is the mind and consciousness and what is your being and awareness. So, us beings had for very, very long time within existence traveled from the dimensions and interdimensions into Earth, this physical reality, into a physical body. Here, we're looking at the process and the journey of reincarnation. So we as beings have lived and walked many lives, either on Earth or in the dimensions or interdimensions, also known as heaven. So the Beingness Signature drawings, right, what they connect with, what they show, what they share, is the essence, the core, the source, the presence of your beingness, of your original being, of who you've always been since the beginning of the creation of Earth, the physical body, the mind, and reincarnation. So the Beingness Signature drawings takes you back into the history of yourself. Now, what is the purpose of the Beingness Signature drawings? Why am I doing this? Through the portal. Right, the process that we walk is I portal your beingness, your pure being. Within portaling your being, I essentially, through that, get access to all the information, the history, the memories, the lifetimes, the lives of who you've always been. But not only that, I get access into the beginning of when you as a being came into existence. Now, many may ask, but why is that important? It is important because, an interesting thing, that even though our being has been walking lifetimes throughout the history of existence, there is still a core presence, a core definition from our beingness coming through in our minds and our physical living. And the assistance and support, the purpose for the Beingness Signature drawings is, with that signature, I can read, what of your beingness is still coming through in your mind, in your body, in your everyday life. But not only that, what of your being, your utmost potential, the best that you can be, are you not living as of yet? Are you not accessing as of yet? Because as with sourcing from all the EQUAF interviews in the series that's been walked in relation to explaining the mind, the beingness, and the physical body, much of our beingness has been suppressed by the mind, by our reincarnation processes, by our history within this existence between heaven and earth. But even though it's been suppressed, our beingness, the core, the source, the purity, the innocence of our beingness is still here. The only problem is we don't have access to it because of the mind, because of how this global consciousness has been programmed and set up on dimensional levels. So I understand for some who's not been exposed to this information as of yet, it may sound a bit way out there, but for a moment, give this a chance. Have a listen to the Basic series. It explains exceptionally well this difference between the mind, your beingness, and physical body. Many series also explaining the history of us as human beings, as beings, our life force. All right, so The reason why I'm primarily doing the Beingness Signature Drawings is to assist and support you to get access to your true being, your real being, your utmost potential. So it's quite extraordinary, the process of drawing the Beingness Signature. I thoroughly enjoy it because what I do is I unconditionally portal your beingness. And then firstly, it's not a process of immediate seeing as much as it is as I'm busy drawing. It's almost as though your beingness on that very deep level of awareness comes through and just starts drawing and starts expressing. And within the drawings, within the symbolisms that are used, it's like the history of your beingness comes through into the drawing. And from that drawing, from the symbols, I can extract the words that are contained, that defines that particular drawing. So you may, for example, be seeing a picture or a drawing, but in fact, what's contained within that is words. The words that will connect you the most to your original self, your real self. And here then comes in the process of how to identify those words and also start actively making those words a part of yourself, a part of your life. What it means to live words, to access words, to express words, to make them a part of you and your everyday life, and the sharing and the expression of yourself. So here as well, there are many series available on eQuaf explaining this process of living words, of living your beingness, of living your awareness. So together with the Beingness Signature Drawing, I also have a private one-on-one voice chat with you, where I share with you the detail of your history as a being, how your being is still coming through in your mind and your everyday life, how you can recognize it and see it. It's coming through in subtle, very small, seemingly insignificant ways, but very visible. And then I also share with you the words that's coming from and through the drawing that will assist and support in guiding you the most within yourself and your life and your relationships within that, to reach your utmost potential, to create the life that is best for you and everyone within it. For example, there was a fascinating drawing that I recently did, a Beingness Signature Drawing. And within the drawing, the words passionate, driven, motivated, leadership, directiveness came through. And this individual was quite surprised because they could see they were living some of the words, but there were still other words that they couldn't see themselves as. For example, driven and motivated. They were still struggling with those words, struggling with living them, with being them and becoming them and what they really mean for themselves in their lives. So from there, they were then guided through a process of defining what does it mean to be motivated? What does it mean to be driven? How can you as a person create yourself into becoming motivated? Create yourself into becoming driven? So it is an exceptionally amazing process of self-creation, of becoming and living words within yourself and your life that will really make a massive difference. This individual also had a little laugh in terms of saying, but, this is so obvious. I've always been struggling with motivation and being driven. Why didn't I just decide to define it for myself and practice living it? Why did I just accept, postponing or procrastinating or delaying? So it is wonderful for me as well, to see how individuals change when they realize this point of how much I can change me and my life and the experience of myself and my everyday life by just redefining and living words, including words into my self-definition and my life definition. All right, so this is the purpose and the reason for the Beingness Signature Drawings. To get access to that deeper part of yourself, the real self, the true self. That's always been within existence, but a little bit suppressed because of the mind consciousness system. And with from the Beingness Signature Drawing, getting access to the words that define your beingness and starting to practice living them, becoming them, creating yourself and your life. This is, again, one of the reasons why I'm here, why the portal is here. Finding, developing, and creating ways, getting individuals access to their utmost potential, the best of themselves, the better. Right, so if you're ready to get that access to the best of yourself, your utmost potential, ask for a Beingness Signature Drawing, have a one-on-one chat with me, walk this process with me, give it a go, and see how you can change and your life can change by you just making a decision to do so and having the patience and discipline to practice and walk the process. Thank you very much.